viral video appearing to show a Columbus police officer kicking a suspect in the head. Tonight, the Fraternal Order of Police says that's not at all what that video shows. The head of the police union sat down with 10 TV's Glenn McIntyre to break down the video.
John Marteney showed a bullet hole in his home from a gun he says was fired by DeMarko Anderson Saturday morning.
He likes me to get here before somebody's dead.
Columbus police responded to the home on Maize Road, and here's what the responding officer says happened next. While attempting to restrain DeMarko Anderson, Anderson pulled away from the officer, elbowing the officer in the face and fleeing from the officer on foot. Amateur video begins with Anderson on the ground, his hands behind his back, with an officer appearing to be struggling to restrain him. That's when Officer Zachary Rosen runs into the frame and appears to stomp Anderson with his foot. Fraternal Order of Police President Jason Pappas is representing Officer Rosen.
Initial blush, when you watch it at full speed, it appears as if the officer uses his foot to strike the defendant in the head. When you slow this video down and you take a frame-by-frame look, that's not what happened.
The mayor has called the video disturbing. The Division of Police said Rosen appears to be acting outside of division standards. Pappas has a different view.
Is he cuffed? Is he securely in custody at the time Officer Rosen approaches?
No. What we are trained to do is upon the arrest of somebody, particularly in a situation like this where you believe, and in this case you know that they are armed, you immediately, upon the handcuffing, begin to search to make sure that that weapon is secured and that the officers are safe from harm. By clearly watching this video, you can see that the officer is not searching the suspect.
As for Rosen,
you see that the officer placed his foot very firmly, but clearly on the defendant's shoulder to try to keep him prone to the ground. It was not a strike to the head.
And is there anything you see in this video that is outside of policy or outside of training or inappropriate?
Well, I say no. So the chain of command will have a chance to review based on the policy. But as I said, in a life or death situation, the policies are great guides. We're not allowed to use chokeholds either. But in a life or death situation, you do anything you can to survive the encounter.
And what's life or death about this situation?
If his hand comes out and he gets the gun, he could shoot and kill any of these officers. That's the life or death.
Glenn McIntyre, 10 TV News.
Now, Police Chief Kim Jacobs has pulled Officer Rosen off the street while his actions Saturday are investigated. You'll find our complete coverage of this story at 10tv.com.